Hey guys, what is up? It is the Fast Break Report here, bringing you guys another vlog. So I want to talk about something that is kind of a hot topic, has been a hot topic all year with the WNBA, and that is the Caitlin Clark Angel Reese Rookie of the Year race. Because you have pretty much every Black Lives Matter activist on Threads who swears Angel Reese is Rookie of the Year. And then you, on the other side, you also have like pretty much just a bunch of white people who think Caitlin Clark is Rookie of the Year. And I'm just gonna be honest, okay? If you look at it from a numbers standpoint, I don't think it's even close. If you watch WNBA games, I don't think it's even close. The Angel Reese supporters make it very, very hard to like Angel Reese, to be honest with you, because 9 times out of 10 they make it a race issue when it's not really not a race issue. They try their hardest to make it out to be like, oh, well, you only support Caitlin Clark because she's white, and then other people, it's like, oh, well, you only support Angel Reese because she's black. And there is that on Threads. I will say that, like, there's a lot of that on Threads. But strictly from a numbers standpoint, I don't understand really where people are coming from that they think Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark should just be like a Rookie of the Year and co-Rookie of the Year, or they both win Rookie of the Year. Because I honestly don't think it's close. I think Caitlin Clark is the runaway favorite to win Rookie of the Year, and I think she's most deserving of it. And it just, strictly from what you look at what Caitlin Clark has done compared to what Angel Reese has done. Don't get me wrong, Angel Reese grabbing the amount of double-doubles that she does is impressive, but let's be honest. It comes with a bit of an asterisk on it, right? Because she shoots like shit. She has the worst field goal percentage in the entire league from like 5 feet and in. And being that she's like the tallest player in the WNBA, it's not really crazy to see that, oh, she's, out rebounding everybody. But she's also like, the amount of misses that she gets around the basket, it's like, yeah, I understand that there's people are saying, oh, well, only 53 or some weird arbitrary number like that. Out of the 450 plus rebounds, I think it is, that Angel Reese has are her own. And the argument I keep seeing everybody say is like, oh, well, even if you take those 53 rebounds away, she's still the leading rebounder in the league. And I just think to myself, bro, are we fucking really comparing somebody with, like, I don't know, not even a Dennis Rodman level impact, like an Ivanka Zubac level impact to somebody who's literally having a Steve Nash level impact for their team and saying that they're in the same conversation? Like, Caitlin Clark joined literally the worst team in the WNBA. They started off 1-8. Okay? Like, not only did she join the worst team in the league, they started off 1-8 and now are the 3rd seed in the East. Okay, like I think they're like 16-8 since that, or some shit like that. Like that, like the impact Caitlin Clark has had on her team vastly surpasses the impact that Angel Reese has had on her team, and that's not debatable. Even head to head, even every time Caitlin Clark has played Angel Reese, okay, or the Chicago Sky have fucking lost for the most part. They've won 1 game. I mean, their head-to-head record is Caitlin Clark is up 3-1. And out of all the flagrant fouls committed on Caitlin Clark, I think it's like, I don't know what the number is, but I saw a number saying that, like, the Chicago Sky are responsible for like 80% of the flagrant fouls done on Caitlin Clark. And the Chicago Sky have lost, I think, 7 or 8 straight. You know what I'm saying? Like, how are we really having this conversation? That's really what I want to ask. Is like, I understand you can be a fan of Angel Reese. I'm not saying that's wrong. But the idea that people are really acting like this is a real conversation, it is baffling to me. The idea that there are people who truly believe that Angel Reese is the Rookie of the Year is just mind-blowing to me. Like, I get it. She's the double-double monster. Okay, I guess that's what we'll call her. And not that that's not impressive, but like, what she is doing is not helping her team win. You know what I'm saying? That's to me, that's what like separates the men from the boys, or in this particular case, the girls from the women. You know what I'm saying? what Caitlin Clark does on the court, even with all her fucking turnovers, because I know that's gonna be like a talking point in the comment section. I was gonna be like, oh well, Angel Reese may have the worst field goal percentage from 5 feet and in, but Caitlin Clark leads the league in turnovers. Part of that is because her teammates couldn't catch the fucking basketball. It's not really because Caitlin Clark is just like, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes Caitlin Clark does throw the ball or make passes when she should not make passes, but it's just the idea. Caitlin Clark has had a way bigger impact on winning for her team than Angel Reese has had joining her team. You know what I'm saying? And that, I think, is what it, for me, is the varying factor. It's like, okay, yeah, you put up a lot of numbers, but are they baseless or do they have meaning? Because I'm going to just be honest with you boys, okay? The Indiana Fever look like a completely different fucking team. If you watch the Indiana Fever play a year ago compared to now that they have Caitlin Clark, it's like, it's a night and day difference. Like, they are learning how to play with Caitlin Clark. They enjoy playing with her. They actually look like, dare I say it, they're having fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're playing and they're actually having fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you watched a Fever game the past couple of years, okay, and watched them play, you'd be like, oh, okay, like, this is probably some of the sorriest basketball I've watched in a while. Like, they would go out there knowing they were going to lose. You know what I'm saying? And now you get this player who is, like, arguably the greatest. I'm gonna really, really ruffle some feathers here, but I'm gonna say arguably one of the greatest college basketball players in history, because when you break Pete Maravich's scoring record, I don't care what anybody says about it, girl, boy, whatever. I know I'm going to get people like, oh, well, if you would have, she didn't do it against guys. And I understand that. But still, what Caitlin Clark did was relatively impressive, okay? Because honestly, it was only going to be a woman that breaks that record anyway. But when you get a player like that and it completely, like, revitalizes your franchise, like, I'm sorry, but I've never seen anybody talk about a basketball player the way they talk about Caitlin Clark. Okay? Like, and honestly, the last time they did, I wasn't alive to see it. The last time they talked about a player, like they talk about Caitlin Clark, was probably when Dr. J entered the NBA, because the NBA was in a fucking steep decline, and then finally this guy from the ABA comes into the NBA after the ABA-NBA merger and is like lighting up the fucking league. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have guys like Michael Jordan, like Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, guys that really, like, I don't know, I guess you could say, like, really sparked an interest in the league. I would say Dr. J was really the first, because of his flashy play style and everything. But, like, that's the kind of impact Caitlin Clark is having. And not for nothing, people aren't saying that about Angel Reese. Nobody's saying that, oh, Angel Reese is going to get these women paid millions of dollars one day. No, they're saying that about Caitlin Clark because they know how good Caitlin Clark is. And, Angel Reese is a very good player. And I think she's going to get even better. I think, to average a double-double as a rookie and, put up the numbers that she's putting up, yeah, they're good. But I don't think they're even in the same ballpark as Caitlin Clark. Like, even if we look at the head-to-head stats for each category, I mean, in games played, Caitlin Clark beats Angel Reese. In points per game, Caitlin Clark beats Angel Reese by 5 points per game, essentially. In rebounds a game, it's obviously going to be Angel Reese, okay? Angel Reese beats her in that category. But when we talk about assists, steals, blocks, field goal percentage, three-point percentage, free throw percentage, effective field goal percentage, which is not even fucking close, and then all-stars, they both made one all-star team. Like, Caitlin Clark beats her in all of the, like, major key categories that people track. And in their regular season head-to-head record, Caitlin Clark against Angel Reese is 3-1. Angel Reese is 1-3. So, I understand why people, I don't know. I think a lot of it is fueled by racism. That's just my opinion. I think if you go on Threads, you'll find out that it's just as shitty as Twitter is, with people just having these delusions of grandeur. Okay, like they have these dog shit takes and they expect people to believe them. But like, I said this to somebody at work because we were having this debate, first day of school today. But I was talking with a guidance counselor who's a Pacers fan, and one of the assistant principals and a couple other people, one of the security guys, and we were talking about like the whole Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese thing, and I said to a couple guys, I was like, there's a reason why they keep showing Angel Reese's shitty field goal percentage every time she grabs a double-double. Like, Yahoo is doing it now. Even FanDuel, right? FanDuel posted like, Angel Reese is a hell of a rebounder, right? It's on Threads. Like, FanDuel, their official FanDuel account posted a thing where it was like, Angel Reese has 43 offensive rebounds in the past 5 games. She's also missed like 63 shots in the last 5 games. Like, there is a reason that they are posting that with her rebound numbers. And I hate to say that they're like trying to discredit her, but like, I feel like they wouldn't just arbitrarily be posting that. Like, I've had people legitimately argue me about that. Like, they're like I showed somebody that and they were like, well, those two things don't correlate. I'm like, bro, like, do you think FanDuel is just randomly just going to throw her a number of missed shots in there with her rebounding totals? And then Yahoo Sports did it like 2 days ago as well. Like, there is a reason these sports outlets are doing that. Okay? Like, and I honestly don't believe the number either that Angel, out of all of Angel Reese's rebounds, only 53 of them have been from her own missed shots. I honestly don't believe that. I really don't. I saw a number somewhere that said like 38 to 40% of her rebounds are off her own missed shots, and I feel like that's fairly accurate. Because like if you look at the people who are like in second and third place, theirs is like 20% or 28% in that range. So being that Angel Reese misses so many shots around the basket and being as tall as she is and as good of a rebounder as she is, I kind of believe that. I kind of believe that 38 to 40% of her rebounds are her own missed shots. So I find it weird that like I've never seen people care so much about rebounds in my life as I have this past year with Angel Reese. Like if we were talking about an NBA player, I don't think anybody would like. Do you think if Zach Edey, right, rebounds the most shots this year as a rookie in the NBA, that people are going to put him in Rookie of the Year conversations? I mean, because I just don't. Unless the rookie class is really, really bad. But even if you're comparing it like Angel Reese to Caitlin Clark has more assists than like 75% of the WNBA players that have ever played in WNBA history in her first fucking season. She has impacted winning to a point where she took the worst team in the WNBA and made them a top 3 seed in the East. There are legitimately people debating Caitlin Clark in the MVP conversation, and we're really having this conversation that there should be a co-Rookie of the Year award. I don't think that. I think if they do something like that, it's just to make the Angel Reese people happy, okay? Or the Caitlin Clark people happy, whoever they decide to fucking choose. That's just where I'm at on it, because if I'm voting on Rookie of the Year, I'm sorry, but Caitlin Clark has run away with it for me. I don't think there's any competition. I don't even think there's a debate to be had. I don't think there's an argument to be had. Okay, when you impact winning the way that she has, and the idea that she's beating Angel Reese in every major statistical category, and she's beaten Angel Reese out of the 3 out of the 4 times they've played, I'm sorry, but like for me, that's enough, dog. For me, that's enough. You can argue about the turnovers. That's a legitimate gripe. But also, if you're going to hold Caitlin Clark to that same standard, you better hold Angel Reese to that same standard. That's all I'm saying. And yes, Caitlin Clark's turnovers are bad. Okay? Like, there are some really bad turnovers that Caitlin Clark has. But still, okay, the impact to winning is what matters to me. I think if we're talking Rookie of the Year, I just don't see, in my mind, I don't see how Caitlin Clark can join the worst team in the WNBA, and just the addition of her being on that team makes their team a top 3 seed in the East, and we're really having this conversation about a player whose team is on a 7-game losing streak. Okay? I don't see how we're having that conversation. I just don't. I don't know why people are acting like it's a conversation. I don't know why this is so strongly upheld. Like, people think this is a legitimate argument to be had, but it's not. I'm just letting you know, it's not. It is not a legitimate argument to be had. Okay, Angel Reese has been very good this year, but her impact on winning has been very, very minuscule. Okay, like if you're averaging a double-double a game and your team is still losing on a 7-game losing streak, I'm sorry, but your double-doubles are not exactly helping your team win. So, I don't know, man. We'll have to wait and see. But I really don't think there's a competition. I don't think there's an argument to be had. I think Caitlin Clark is the runaway favorite for Rookie of the Year in the WNBA. And anybody who tells you otherwise is either not watching WNBA games or is just having an emotional-based opinion because, I don't know, it seems like it's a race thing, okay? Like, that's, like, the only argument I've ever seen from people against Caitlin Clark is the idea that she's white. Or there's people saying that there's favoritism because she's white. They can't even make it about basketball. It has to be about race, and it has to be about politics and all this other stuff. And I just think to myself, if that's the argument you have to make, I think if your argument for Angel Reese for being Rookie of the Year has anything to do with political correctness or anything political or her not being gay or whatever, okay, or the fact that she's white, if those are the arguments you have to go to make an argument for Angel Reese being Rookie of the Year, then she's not Rookie of the Year. Okay? I feel like I'm telling these people the same things I just told one of my pool teammates the other night who like literally begged somebody to vote for Kamala Harris. I was like, if you have to beg somebody to vote for your political candidate, odds are they're probably not going to fucking win. Okay? So that's where I'm at. That's just where I'm at on the whole thing. I don't know why this is an argument people are making. To me, it just feels disingenuous as well. It feels that's my biggest issue with it. It's like these people, like, I talk to some of these people and it's like they are purposely being disingenuous to try and push a narrative that, like, I don't know, to try to get people to see their point of view when it's inherently flawed. You know, it just, you know, I don't get it. You know, like I said, it feels like we're taking somebody with an Ivanka Zubac level impact and comparing them to somebody with a Steve Nash level impact and trying to say that, you know, Ivanka Zubac deserves the fucking Rookie of the Year award over Steve Nash. You know, that's just the comparisons I feel like we're drawing, and I feel like that's entirely wrong. So tell me what you guys think about this down below in the comment section below. I'd like to hear your guys' opinions on this. A like helps me out. Subscribe if you guys want to see more on the Fast Break Report, and I'm out of this motherfucker. Peace, guys.